Hello everybody and welcome to IRL Season 9 F2 Round 2 here in Azerbaijan, which is an interesting track, we'll call it. I'm your one and only commentator today, Jack Yates on Exercise Fans, you might know me. It's my first commentary in a while, so this is going to be an experience, especially around this track, and I'm on my own, so I don't even know, it's going to be something different and I can tell you that, but I'm expecting some very good racing today as we've got some quick drivers and closely matched drivers for sure, especially as this is kind of the middle tier. I feel like you can get quite a big variety of drivers and I don't know, interesting. I do like a middle tier, I always find it very interesting. But anyway, we're about to get going in qualifying and I'm expecting the pole time today to be maybe 37.5, something like that. 37.5 for the fastest time, because I know the person who's at the top of your screen right now, Aspect05, also known as Kevin Harrison, set one of those yesterday in practice. So he's one of the quickest drivers in here, so I imagine he has a chance of setting a quick time. But hello SP Dara in the stream, who's apparently the new guy, and I don't know who you are in conclusion, but hello, nice to know that you're new. But anyway, the Williams of somebody is the first one out. I don't know who. Taze Leroy 02. He's out first in the number 35 or something like that car. Can't see. 25. I don't know. Number. But anyway, the Williams, he's the first one out on track right now. So quick, nobody else has even come out of the pits yet other than a Racing Point and a Renault. But anyway, Lee's going to be the first one to be setting a lap. Already almost a minute into quality. People just putting on their setups or whatever. The strategy today, I imagine, will be a soft hard for everyone inside the top 10, everyone in the top 10 will probably qualify on the softs. No medium runners will get in there, I imagine, unless a miracle happens. And if you're outside the top 10, I think it might be a medium hard is the plan for most people, as Lee probably takes a better line than what I would, even though it looked a bit wide to me coming into the castle section. Hardest bit in the track for sure. It's so tight, so narrow, and it's just annoying is all I can say. I always turn into the wall there. Mostly because I'm bad, but these drivers, they can get through it fine today, I'm sure. It's pretty much okay. Already Mumford plays, or yeah, name crashes with Louis Quinlan, Red Venom. I have no idea what's happened, but I can tell you that I think it was Mumford, who I have to look at the name now. Hang on, I got the names up on my thing, but I wasn't looking at it. I was getting the stream up. Mumford in his Racing Point has got 5 place grid penalty already for an unknown reason. Thomas Mumford, okay, that's actually quite easy, I'll just call him Mumford. Sick. He's got 5 place grid penalty already, only about 2 minutes into qualifying. So that's not starting his race off well at all. I've no idea what happened. I guess we'll be seeing that in the Discord as they scream at each other and get very angry. But anyway, we're going to go on board with Lee as he begins his lap, currently sitting in 7th. That's because nobody set a time yet. He's the first one to start his lap. Everybody's still on an out lap. Yellow flags in sector 2 and 3 already, which is something interesting. But anyway, Lee, he's coming into sector 2 now, nearly, I believe. I don't even know. But anyway, I'm going to sort myself out. This corner, I hate it. That curb there always tends to be into the wall because I'm just, well, I'm bad. But anyway, coming up here, the corner before the castle section, probably one of the easiest places to invalidate if you just turn in a little bit too much. Castle section, easiest place to crash. I could tell you that for certain, except Lee. He manages that. Lovely, lovely lines from Lee. Look at that. Don't run out too wide, although he's going to invalidate, which he does do. Lee on his first lap is already invalidated. But anyway, Machine Fish, he's saying that this is his new favourite track, which I was expecting this to be anyone's favourite track. I hate it with a passion, personally, but Meme in his hat is currently following up behind, I think that's the McLaren of Joe Hollis ahead of him, which is not going to help him on his lap. It's going to give him a bit of dirty air, and that's never fun when you're on a quali lap, so let's see what he can do in that dirty air from the McLaren ahead of him. Everybody's on their lap right now, so I'm not really sure what I could tell you about that other than people going around the track at speed. But anyway, it looks like we're on the Rebels is very close behind. Probably the McLaren of Louis Quinlan. I can see that on my map, which is not going to help their time at all. So a lot of drivers driving in close proximity right now, which is not going to help their times. But luckily, it's only the start of qualifying, and maybe they're trying to do some sort of slipstream or something. So, yeah, I don't know. this track is very important in qualifying. If you can get slipstream from anyone at any time, especially on that big, massive, great big straight thing, as you start or finish your lap or something, that can gain you some like 3/10 a herd, and that's unbelievable in racing terms. As Sassy Pickle, I've already forgotten his name, sets the fastest lap so far with Energy Zeus, Lou Quinn, and behind him Langfell in fourth. So some lap time starting to roll in now. It looks like, who's that coming across? It looks like one of the Mercedes. Curtis or Klaus, no, God, I think his name is Curtis. I don't know, but he goes fifth so far. Jared Fosbury, he sets a lap with a 41.6, which isn't very good at all, except he is on the mediums, to be fair to him. As Mima also sets a time, and so does Joe Hollis. Kevin Harrison setting a 37.4, which is, oh my, okay, that's very quick compared to everybody else. The next best time is a 38.2, so Kevin Harrison already showing his pace straight away. Look at that man. Hang on a second, did I say that the pole time is going to be 37.5? Okay, so I was wrong, it's going to be a 37.1. Okay, so Kevin, he's already blown away my standard of this division straight out. Fair play to the man in his number 9 Alfa Romeo. I've been doing practice with him. He was setting like 38 flats earlier, so I don't know what's gone on with him, but he's clearly, well, he's taken something. He's had his Weetabix this morning. That's what it is. He's had his Weetabix, except he prefers cornflakes. So he's had his cornflakes is what he's done. Kevin Harrison already setting the standard for everybody else. We got Trap Formula. Oh, I'm so bad with the names. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Let's actually have a look at that. Trap Formula. Name. Somewhere. He's even on my list. Oh, yeah, he is. Fergus. Ah, that's a cool name. Fergus Wilson. He's on the mediums right now as Leroy O2. Toll is going out for another outlap on the soft tyres, with Fergus being on the mediums. So right now a few people saying Bankers on the mediums, it seems others going for the softs. There seems to be a yellow flag, a little bit of a pile up with one of the McLarens going slowly in sector 3 with, who's that with him? One of the Hasses, I can't tell you who. Also sorry for the weird camera angles and stuff, that's just me trying to find stuff. But anyway, the McLarens had a little bit of an incident there, one of them at least. It might be Louis Quinlan actually. Looks like he's missing a bit of his wing, is he? Yes, he is actually losing his right end plate, so maybe he hit the wall in quite a tricky section of the track, to be fair, so I wouldn't be surprised somebody just set a time. It may have just been Lewis. No, it wasn't Lewis, he's on the time right now, I think. So it was somebody else, I can tell you that much. But right now, the slowest driver right now is, well, said right now twice in one sentence. Twitch TV Clays. Yeah, he's got a funny name. Okay, apparently his real name is Twitch TV Clays. Yeah. If that's your real name, that's something different. I could tell you that now for a fact. But, yeah, so, I know, I'm going to call him Klaus, because that just makes more sense to me. I don't know how to say his actual name. So that's what we're going with. Hello, Bran. Nice to see you. And Dara is using his first league race. Oh, he's close. How do you say your name? Can you, like, do the... What's that thing with the pronunciation where it has, like, the dashes in between things? Tell me what. But anyway, your man I was just talking about, it's his first race using traction control off, which may explain his slightly slower time right now, about 5/10 off the pace, which isn't good. But that's okay, he will improve, and I have belief in you, Klaus. I'm going to call you that. But anyway, hopefully that can be improved upon, especially with no TC. Going off of traction control is quite hard, to be fair. But I don't know, I find it very rewarding once you finally get to have, you know, assist off. Driving feels more satisfying, at least to me. As Jack, he hits the wall a little bit on the entrance to the castle section, cuts the corner. Oh, that was an almighty shaft. Invalidates his time, which means that he's not going to be improving on his 39.7 just yet. Only 4 drivers are yet to set a time. That's James Owl, Fergus Wilson, Mumford, and yeah, Melron Fair. I've forgotten his name. There's already a pile up going on in sector 1. You could just see about, what's that, 5, 6 cars just piling up in sector 1. As on the Alpha Tauris is going slowly, as I think that might be Paco, or at least Francisco is spamming the chat with hello Brennan. Yeah, hello Brandon and other stuff. Oh my, the chat's going off right now. Hello lads, nice to see you. But anyway, James L sets a 41.9 and somebody else just set a time, I can't find them. Whoever it was, they went relatively quick. I think they might be in the top 10 or something like that. But anyway, the only one not to set a time right now is Miller on Fair. I need to see his name. Hang on. We'll find it. I'm going to do this a lot. Brandon Villegas Lopez, I think. I'm sorry if your name is foreign. I'm probably going to pronounce it wrong because I'm not very good. I'll say that. But anyway, Leroy, he's currently in third right now, and I think he might... Is he on a time? Doesn't look like it. But he is on 0 lap softs, apparently. So he might be on a time, except his ERS thing doesn't look like it's actually... Yeah, he's not doing anything, so he's not on the time. Don't know what's going on there, but never mind. He's probably made a mistake earlier on the lap and decided that it's not for him right now. The yellow flags in 62 and 3 is the racing point of track formula just lets somebody through. Missed that completely with the Alpha Tauris. As you can see, they are giving each other a little bit of slipstream as Energy Zeus is getting a big toe down this almighty straight, which I think you're on full throttle 13 seconds or something like that. But James giving him a big pull. Energy Zeus is going to fly across the line now. Goes second. Still 4/10 off of Kevin Harrison though. So Kevin Harrison, who said that right at the start of this qualifying session, he's still miles ahead of everyone else, so I don't know what he snorted before this race, but it is hefty and it is giving him some speed at that. Maybe it was actually the drug speed, I don't know what Kevin gets up to in his free time. It could be anything with that boy. But yeah, very interesting as he is going fast today, and he's going to be one to look out for. He's saying before this he might not even get pole position today. I mean, as it stands right now, doesn't look like anyone can really get close to challenging that time. We need to find somebody else on a lap. It looks like Louis Quinlan here. He's on a lap right now. He's still been on those softs for a lap though. So maybe a little bit of wear going on those tyres, but that's okay. He's gone blasting down the straight now. He's pulling over to the left. He's trying to get a little bit of slipstream off of Mumford, so he must be on the lap. Here comes Louis Quinlan going into the pits. That was anticlimactic to say the least, and now I'm disappointed, I'm sad, and I'm going to cry. Is anybody on a lap? Please tell me somebody is. This Red Bull looks like he's going to speed. Sondre Sorhaug, he is moving at some pace as he locks up into every single corner. The black lines already showing up on the apex of some corners as people lock up their brakes and blow up into the corners. Sondre, he's just locking up into everything right now. Currently in P8, but his tyres are screaming and they're crying and they're not having a nice time. Except it's clearly rewarded him as he sets a purple sector 1 already. As somebody is already complaining that Kevin's even allowed in this tier. I mean, he didn't win the race last week. He had an awful one. An absolute shocker as I was engineering for him and his teammate Nathan. And Nathan isn't here today. He's been replaced by somebody who I cannot remember the name of. But as Fred decides to start barking, Sondra almost locks up and understeers into the wall. But yeah, Alfa Romeo team had a podium last week as Langfell, he's there to give Sondre some slipstream. Look at this, some team communication, and it's going to help him here. Sondre, he's set purple sector 1. What can he do with the rest of his lap as he's following in the slipstream of Langfell? Him and Langfell, is he even going to get slipstream while the DRS is there? Because he's really starting to catch now. Langfell pulls over to the left. Sondre, he's coming up to the line now. What time is he going to get set? Can he get into the top 5? He can. He goes P4 ahead of Sassy Pickle. We've forgotten the name of him. Behind Lewis, but only by a little bit behind Lewis. Only half a tenth or something like that. Is he faster than one of the... I know the drivers are on Insta, Kevin. Leave me alone, but I'm trying to look at the stream chat as well. Be quiet, boy. I love you really, X. But anyway, only 4 minutes to go left in quali, so we're into the final 5 minutes now. So we're going to see probably everyone just going into the pits, getting their new fresh tyres on, ready to set one final fast lap. Can anybody beat that time of 37.4, which was set earlier on? Well, it was set right at the start of the session, and that worries me. The fact is right at the start. It was one of the first laps. Brandon, can you come and join me on comms? For God's sake, man. You should have said that earlier. I didn't want to do comms today, and it would have been nice for me to race myself. But okay, Brandon, if you really insist, you jammy boy. As long as you're appearing online. If you're not appearing online, I can't be asked. Yeah, appear online because I'm not going out to invite you. But anyway, into the final few minutes of qualifying. It would have been nice to know that you said something earlier, though. Very disappointed. How dare you, Brandon? You stupid boy. But anyway, pretty much everybody's in the pits right now, just waiting to get those fresh tyres on. James Howe still sitting at the bottom by quite a big margin. That's not looking good for him right now, but he is on the soft tyres. Everybody's gone for the softs right now. His best time's on the mediums, so I imagine that this is going to be hopefully a faster lap, as he's not in hot lap ERS, so I guess he's just going out for his out lap now, even though it doesn't say anything. Or maybe he's bottled it. I don't know. Oh, what am I doing? It still says 0. I don't know. Okay, he's appearing online. Hang on. Let's go about... Oh, Brandon. Yes. Hello, Bran. I think I've got him on mute. Aha, yes. Hello, Brandon. How are you today?
Good, but I'd be better if I had an invite for the session.
Oh, sweet lord. You could have said this earlier, Brandon. I'm disappointed. I'm very sad. And it's taking forever to invite you, so I'm missing the most important part of quali. Ah. My PlayStation's absolutely pooed itself. Please. Oh. Please, just go quicker. Come on, I want to see quali. Oh, come on. Oh, I can't see anything. Okay, there we go. Into the final 2 minutes of qualifying as Brandon. He's joined. He's going to spectate and he's going to commentate with me now. So I'm not on my own. That's what we like to see. Is we've got a car park going onto the second. Dare I show you? It's James L comes blasting past us. He's on his lap now. The only one that I know is on a lap at the current moment in time. He's going to be able to set another one after this as he comes flying into that corner, locking up his brakes. Sets a lovely line though as TRT James is just ahead of him, which doesn't hold him up too much as he gets out the way like a nice boy. What a lovely man. He sets a purple sector 1, does James L. That's looking good. Sondre managed to do that a couple of laps ago to challenge Kevin's unbelievable time. Everybody's on an out lap. A lot of traffic going on the track. Now also Brandon, tell me once you like actually seeing stuff in the lobby. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm in now.
Okay, lovely. So now you can see everything I'm seeing. But James L goes nicely through the castle section. The yellow flags already as people are letting people through. It's just a massive car park. Mumford retires. I think that was coming out of the pits or something. Oh, yeah, he wouldn't have time to set another lap. But anyway, James L is on a flying lap right now. He is going at speed. He's going to be the first one in this last section of drivers to set their fast lap. He clouts the curb though. That's not going to help his time. Runs out a little bit wide. Doesn't invalidate into this tricky S section. If he, this can cause crashes. Seems easy. Full throttle and everything. But with worn tyres, I do have a habit myself of smashing into the wall, but I'm bad. I don't expect to see that, but it's certainly possible. But James L, he's going to come flying up to the line now. Where can he go? On probably his final lap, he goes 9th, just about into the top 10, except I imagine that's going to be beaten. Brand, from what you've seen so far, who do you think is going to be able to take pole?
Kevin, because he's currently first.
Yeah, he set that time right at the start. Did you see that?
Yeah. I did, yeah. Can I just say something? It just said, did it come for you, James L set the fastest lap?
It did not. That worries me. This game's still broken. I hate it.
No, he's in 9th, but he went 9th, but he said James L fastest lap. So I don't know what's going on with that. I think we should go on board with Kevin. Here comes Kevin starting his lap now.
Oh yes, here he comes Kevin. Now probably the most important lap. If he sets a 36, he should go into F1. I know it's only qualifying, it doesn't matter what he does in the race, but if he sets a 36, I think only 2 people managed a 36 yesterday in F1. But here comes Kevin, already going cleanly. He's an ABS merchant, that's what we're going to put it down to. He'll allow me to say that because he loves me. But anyway, yellow flags already as Lee crashes out of the session in front of his Williams teammate, so no tow for him. But Kevin still flying through. A few people have finished their laps now. Sondre's done, James is done, Joe Hollis is done, and Louis Quinlan are all done in this qualifying session, as along with Miron Fair, I forgot his name, Fran or something like that, and Mumford, both retiring out of the session. Kevin sets another purple sector 1. This could be an unholy time for Kevin. It could be something different. This man's another breed. He's clearly put a little bit of sugar on top of his cornflakes, and that is propelling him. Oh no, the castle section is terrifying. It scares me. But Kevin is not afraid. He is a Oh, Klaus, he's crashed into the wall in front of him, but that doesn't faze him. Kevin is afraid of nothing. The yellow flags, they don't faze him. He's still going full throttle as he's flying to see if he can get into the 36s or something. Takes that corner beautifully, loads of damage on the track. I don't know what's happening. Yellow flags in pretty much every single sector. Kevin says another purple sector. He's 1/10 up on his time right now, still miles ahead of everybody else as he comes into the final little S section, onto the final straight. Just how much can he improve on this time, and how much will he go on pole by? Langfell's finished as he overtakes Mean, going slowly on the straight. Yellow flag still ahead of him, full throttle. If this was real life, he would have got about 16 penalties. Be starting at the back. He comes up to the line, and Kevin sets a 37.3. Can anybody touch that? Louis Quinlan, 37.7, 4/10 away from him. Kevin is out of this world and goes 4/10 quicker than anybody else. Bran, what do you think of that?
I think that Kevin should be in F1. What a brilliant lap. I mean, 4/10 ahead of the field, without slipstream. What a go. Irish masterclass, you know. And, yeah, he should win. He has this pace.
I mean, if he just parks it in front, if he gets out of the 1 second gap for DRS, which is so overpowered on this track, I'll tell you that now, is OP. But if this boy can get out of that 1 second... Lewis Fussman. Okay. I said Lewis. I'm sorry, Fran. I'm sorry. But anyway, Kevin takes pole position. Just a solid 4/10 ahead of anyone, but 3.8 if you want to be specific. Lewis Fussman is second. The next closest driver, I've forgotten his name. Zeus. Anyway, in P3, rounding out the podium. What's his name?
Eisen de Jesus, I believe it is. Or
Jesus. I can call him Jesus. But anyway.
Or Jesus, I don't know which one it is.
Sondre in P4, I'm going to have to go quickly. Stacey Pickle P5, Trafford in P6, Lee 7, James 8, Langfell 9, James L 10th, Joe Hollis 11th, Jared 12th, other people. I'm sorry, I got a little bit sidetracked.
Well, this race is going to be carnage, I can tell you that. Sondre is going to win in my prediction. Kevin will crash, Jared will crash, and... yeah, that's my prediction.
Fair enough. I'm just going to take your word for that. This is Azerbaijan, so I'm not going to put any predictions because wing damage, as we saw from quali, there was a lot of it on the track. I imagine a lot of people would have got punctured.
Cars as well. Lee will take up 10 cars.
That does sound like Lee, to be fair. I agree with that. We've seen Lee just go for an almighty dive bomb down the inside as he brakes way too late and causes utter carnage as a safety car. I'm predicting 2 safety cars today and somebody on the podium. No idea, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of crashes and it's going to be an experience for all, is what I'll say.
It's going to be meaty, I think.
Meaty carnage.
Yeah, I mean, any driver on this grid could win this race. I mean, you could have a final lap safety car and everyone could blow up, or it could be a boring race. Anything could happen at Baku.
Absolutely anything, but we have, Francisco saying that it's going to be Energy, or Jesus, I believe his name is, Sondre, and then Kevin, in that order. So he thinks Kevin's going to drop down 2, Sondre's going to go up 2, and then Zeus is going to go up 2. So in conclusion, 2. What were you saying, Brent? Sorry.
Crashes, that's what I was saying about, yeah. 18 cars going into turn 1, 2, 3, 4, turn 3 is bad. That's very tight, especially when you're like a million miles per hour at that point. There's usually crashes there, especially on the first lap. There's always crashes into turn 1, there's always crashes into turn 2. There's always crashes in every corner for that matter.
I mean, I've never seen this track, I've never seen any other track really other than like Monaco or something have a crash in every single corner. I hate this track to drive, but watching it can be fun, except I feel like too many overtakes just happen on that big unholy straight, which is, well, it's just long. It's so long, and I don't like it. Kevin to crash in the Castle section says Machine Fishy, who I've forgotten the real name of, I used to know that.
Fox.
Shay Fox.
Yeah.
See, Brandon knows. Brandon's my handyman here.
I'm the F1 admin, so I should know that. I mean.
Oh yeah, you better know that, otherwise I'll be disappointed in you.
Yeah. It's not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, actually, Brandon, What number do you race with? Because I always find racing drivers' numbers interesting. And tell me the story why you race with that number. Just before we start.
I race number 69.
Oh, Langfell's racing number 69. I'm spectating him with that. Okay, tell me why, Brandon. Tell me why.
It's a very personal number to me.
Is it?
Long history with me and my family. Maybe not my family.
I was about to say. Oh yeah.
And you know, it's too personal. I don't want to go into detail on stream. Otherwise, I might start crying.
I understand.
You know, let's ignore that. Let's concentrate on this race.
Yeah, anyway, the race is about to begin. We're going to stop talking about that, but I didn't even realise it was Paco. I knew his name was something to do with Francisco, but yeah, it's Paco in the chat. That's what, I don't know. Hello, Fran, Paco. Yes, names. I'm sorry, I'm getting excited. This race is filling me with a bit of adrenaline, and as Kevin's been sitting on the grid for ages, the final few drivers are lining up on the grid now for the short run into turn 1. IRF 2, round 2 in Baku is about to get underway very, very shortly. Hopefully the lobby doesn't glitch, otherwise I will cry and scream. There we go. Please be okay. Where are the lights? There we go. The 5 red lights are on. And they're gone, and we are racing in Baku. Kevin, it looks like he's got an alright start so far. Can anybody challenge him from behind except the 2 people behind him going side by side? Everybody going side by side into turn 1 so far except from Kevin, who seems to get a nice start as the lobby's already glitched on me. The Rebel going up the inside of the sister car, AlphaTauri. No, pushes Kevin into whoa, and the racing point. He's already gone round and he's into the wall already. People going single file. I have no idea where anybody is as the lobby's already glitched for me, which is absolutely brilliant. So I'm just going to call them the names of the cars as people lock up coming into turn 4, I believe that is. So it all seems to be nice so far. A few drivers ghosting, blue flags already. The Ferrari has to defend a little bit from, I believe that was Mean behind him. I have absolutely no idea, but going up back to the front, it seems like everything's okay. Only a couple of crashes, only one for Trap Formula right at the back in the racing point. Everything else seems to be relatively calm right now. Sondre staying P4 as everything returns to normal in the lobby. That's what we like to see. Into the castle section. Hopefully no crashes happen here, otherwise that could end badly, as in practice I got absolutely launched despite the ghosting being on. But anyway, Bran, after this first little bit of the first lap, what do you think?
Crashes in castle, Twitch, TV closed, and the racing points ring is gone as well, Trap. So the men with T at the start of the name have both crashed, and they've both got no wing, unfortunately for them.
That's kind of what I was expecting already. Apparently Kevin has damage according to Paco, except
yeah,
I
he hit the wall
can't
on
see
the
it.
exit of turn 2. He hit the wall on the exit of turn 2. Sometimes you can get damage that's non-visual. I had some yesterday for that matter. So that's not a good start from Kevin, even though he is leading. There was a bit of carnage at the back, but otherwise it's quite clean for Baku, I must say.
Yeah, I was expecting much more crashes. This Kevin game.
Yeah, it's glitching.
I hate this game. Hang on a second, the Ferraris are going side by side. One on the inside, one on the outside. The number 9 takes it round the outside. That's Jack getting past Jared Fosbury into turn 1, I do believe. Lovely stuff, and apparently DRS is already enabled.
Jack is the wall, Jared's going to come back in.
That's what we like to see. A little bit of racing already.
VSC.
Okay, that just ruined it.
Oh, the Ferraris collided, they hit the wall on the straight.
Did they?
Yeah, one of them broke, and they hit each other again. And it was bad. So yeah, 4 people in the pits now. So yeah, the Twitch guy retired on his debut. So he's had a absolute stinker today.
Yeah, I think he took his traction control off today. So, this lobby stop glitching. It makes me want to scream. And James Owl, actually, he's right at the back anyway, has just got a drive-through penalty.
Green flag.
We are green flags. I mean, I was just saying James Owl.
Someone's got damage. Someone hit the wall. Was it Sondre? I think it might be.
Absolutely no idea.
It was one of the top 6. Not entirely sure who it was.
Can't tell you, but anyway, racing as Sondre gets an almighty lockup as he's trying to come behind Jesus. Can he get the overtake done? It's not actually lap 3, is it? I thought it was only lap 2. I hate this game.
Yeah, it's going back and forth.
I hate this game. This is why I hate commentating. I'm sorry that I'm interrupting the action. This game is shocking. All it does is glitch. It makes it impossible to do anything with, as it looks like Mumford's just got past James L or something, even though he probably hasn't. So that makes me want to scream. But anyway, the closest gap right now looks like it's Miller and Fair behind me, coming down this almighty straight. So basically slipstream is everything, as Jared, he's coming up behind Jack despite apparently having a 6.7 second gap, but that's okay. He's going to be going around the outside. Jack, can he go back up the inside of his Ferrari teammate? There's a little look. Jared locks up. Oh, Jared's on the mediums right now with Jack on the hards. Okay, that's a new thing where I can see penalties. I didn't realise that. Cool.
Yeah, that's the update.
Yeah, that confused me for a second, but Jack, he's been overtaken by Jared, except he's coming back at him now. He goes for the inside, he breaks late, goes up the inside, Jared just has to let him through, he locks up.
Jared gets to switch
back. Jack, he makes another mistake, which has lost him 2 positions, maybe his meme, he has a little luck, except he couldn't quite get past him, so I missed that one. What happened to Jack there?
Jack just he broke too late, went too deep in the corner, had to put massive lock on to not hit the wall, and Jared just took the opportunity and went straight back past him. To make it a 10-11 for a Ferrari.
I don't think that's the first time that's happened to Jack in this race, as he seems to be making an overtake and then making a mistake almost immediately after. But Leroy O'Toole, it looks like he's coming up behind Sassy Pickle. I've also forgotten the name of, except I'm not looking. I don't want to take my eyes off of the action. Through here, there's no real overtaking opportunity, so with DRS now enabled, I imagine
under pressure.
I've seen that. I was about to say, with DRS now enabled, Kevin hasn't broken that second gap, so it could be possible.
So much more ERS though, Jack. He has so much more ERS than Louis. I noticed Louis last lap ran out of ERS before, like literally before the final corner, which was crazy. So Kevin's doing a good job of saving his ERS right now. Yeah,
I know he's quite good at that. Is Kevin? He has a habit of managing to save all his fastest laps, all coming in now. But Kevin, as long as he's like 6/10 or something ahead of Lewis, then he should be able to keep his position, as Lee has just been overtaken by Sassy Pickle at some point. I'm not sure how that happened, but it happened. I can tell you that much. But the chat is going off and I don't have enough mental capacity to be able to keep up with it. But hang on a second, has Lee got a DRS failure or something?
Oh, JCK's out.
Never mind,
JCK's out.
Oh, Jack is out. How did that happen?
He's retired the pits on purpose.
Oh, that's disappointing. I wanted to see a big crash with explosions and stuff, but that's not how we wanted the race to end. But Lewis Fastman, it looks like he's starting to catch up to Kevin a little bit now. He's taken about 3/10 out of him through the first sector, so Lewis seems like he's got a little bit more pace through the corners. Oh, then Kevin, as he locks up into the castle section, that could have ended so badly and could have, ended in screaming and pain, as apparently Dara, he locked up into the pit wall, which is Cloise or whatever, locked up into the pit wall and must have blown up his tyre, and that's the end of him, which is very sad for him, but never mind, it is what it is. But Lewis, he's much closer to Kevin now on this lap, as Lee's also all over the back of Sassy Pickle, so we've got a lot of fights to look out for. Sondre's also within striking distance, but Kevin seems to have had a little bit of a better run than Lewis has, coming down to this big main straight. But I think Lewis might be close enough. If he activates any sort of overtake, Kevin hasn't activated it. He's got DRS as Lewis.
He's behind.
He's not catching at all.
Oh, Sassy Pickle in the pits.
Oh.
He can go to the end for me on hard, so he can go to the end. This is like the earliest point you can go to on hards. Like, he'll be very worn at the end, but he can just about make it if he's good on tyres. And he's got wing change as well, So that's why he's pitted so early.
I understand that. That would have caused him probably a little bit more tyre wear if he's had a damaged front wing. But yeah, I've just seen the pit window thing is now open on lap 5.
Look at Eisen on the back of Louis now. So now a 4-way battle for the lead. Kevin, Louis, Eisen and Sanjay now.
Yeah, I see that.
Further back.
Kevin just seems to be going a little bit slower at this stage in the race. I'm not sure if it's tyres or if it's something else, but he doesn't seem to be going quite as quick as he was in qualifying, except right now, in this section of the track, it's almost impossible to overtake. And if anybody goes for an overtake in the castle section, they are mentally deranged. That's all I have to say. But, kind of through sector 2, there's not that many overtaking opportunities. I'd say the first 5 corners, it's mostly possible. Then through here, if you do, it's going to end in tears, I imagine.
Yeah, definitely.
So, Kevin, though, he's just gained out another few tenths, putting the gap up to 8 tenths, as we've seen in previous laps. As long as he has that gap to the cars behind him, he's not going to get overtaken, despite him not having DRS. So 8 tenths is the gap, and I don't think Lewis is going to be able to get past him. And it's pretty much 8 tenths between all the drivers, and with some of them all having DRS and everything. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to see any overtakes right now, but does anybody pull into the pits? Anyone at all? Everyone's still going for a little bit longer.
No, Lee stays out.
He could have gone for an undercut, maybe.
Langfell's in.
Ah, there you go, Langfell. He's gone for the undercut. Why
did he brake so early? Why aren't they attacking the pit lane? Why? Because you can full on like quick, can't you?
We've already seen somebody retire in the pit lane today after locking up into us. So maybe they're afraid to do the same. But it looks like Eisen, he's lost out the second gap that he had to... Oh, he's no longer within a second to Lewis Vassman. Sorry, words are a hard thing. As James actually sets the fastest lap on his mediums, who is way down in 13th, except they are new mediums along with Mumford. But Lewis, especially through sector 1 and 2, he keeps close to Kevin, but once he gets to sector 3, which is just a straight, pretty much in one corner, he just seems to lose it and can't quite get close enough to Kevin. So maybe this is Kevin's tactic, is he's still got a little bit more ERS than he does. I'm not too sure. Yeah. This is interesting, but I imagine some of this lot are going to pit now, surely, for the hard tyres.
Yeah, they've got to. Like at this point, Jack, the softs are just so bad. The rear tyre wear is disgusting, and they'll really be struggling out of there. I've been on board with a few drivers, and the traction hasn't been looking good. So I'd expect them to be struggling coming in soon.
Yeah, I mean, I hate this track. I always spin out the rear tyres and just cook them and end up having to pit like 3 laps early because I'm awful. And I'm on pad now because my wheel decided to pack it in. But anyway, coming down this main straight, Lewis is much closer. I know, he's much closer and he's definitely got DRS. Kevin pulls over to the left. He's surely going into the pits now.
He's got no ERS though.
Imagine if Lewis just absolutely sends it into the pits past him. Almighty dive bomb. They both pit now. The two drivers fighting for the race lead, both going to the pits. Eisen and Sondre join them. It's a battle of the pit crews. We know that the Red Bull people in real life is Sondre getting a wing change there. Number 27 car, he's dropped all the way down into 8th. Is Kevin going to be able to come out in front? It looks like it, as that's Lewis still coming out right behind him. Who can get those hard tyres up to temperature quicker? Who can make the most of these tyres in the early stages? It's between Lewis and Kevin now, it seems, as Eisen, he's way off, 2 seconds away. It's between these two for the race win at this point, I think. I think that seems the most likely, Percy. What do you think, Brent?
Well, yeah, only on lap 7, so it's quite early, but I just want to notice that, you know, Louis the one who's had the DRS. Louis the one that's been sitting behind Kevin, yet Kevin is on 65% compared to Louis' 25%. He was on 1% before he came into bits. Louis really needs to work on his DRS saving, because Kevin can just do whatever he wants right now, even if he's close enough. With that DRS, I still think Kevin's DRS will be able to keep him ahead, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because even if you have DRS and you don't activate overtake, if you're in front and you activate overtake, it's basically the equivalent of having the DRS. So Kevin can kind of just sit here and do what he likes, as Lewis just cut that corner on the exit of the castle section quite a lot, which I imagine has gained him a warning. Kevin is not a man to normally get penalties, so if Lewis picks up one, that could really affect his chances, as we know Kevin has pace, but he also has consistency, which is very important. As it looks like Meme and Jared, they're having a little bit of a fight with Miller and Fair also getting involved. So coming down this big main straight, we could see a little bit of action. We're going to go to this now. It isn't quite the fight for the podium places of the winners. Jared, gets very close to the wall. Switches to the inside on Meme, and Meme could be swamped here. There's Miller and Fair. Here he comes. He gets past him, except it's going to be between Jared and Miller on the Renault and the Ferrari. They're going to be going side by side into turn 1. Who's going to be able to get the move done? The Renault's on the inside. Jared has to go around the outside. He gets forced a little bit wide, hits the wall. Oh my god, 3 wide. Oh my, it's a crash. A little bit of wing damage for the Renault as the Haskell has to go around the outside. And everything's happening right now. Jared's just sitting in front of the beam. He's going to be going up to the inside for turn 3. Here he goes easily past, except Miller Fair also going to make the move to go up the inside. Does he hit into the back of Meme? No, he doesn't. Jared, Miller Fair,
Kevin and Louis are on this. Kevin and Louis are now behind this.
Oh my, what is happening? Lots of lockups. Unbelievable scenes. Kevin has to get past Jared now. He's going to have to go around the outside. It's a tricky place to try and overtake, except Jared is not making it a bit easy for him at all. Kevin goes up the inside for the next corner. Jared gets overtaken. Now Lewis, this is his chance to try and get past to get back up into that top 5. He goes diving up the inside, except close to Kevin. Lock up both of his brakes, and Jared into the castle section. They need to back off. One of them has to. There you go, Jared. He backs off now, and that is the end of that fight. Sorry for cutting off so much, Bran.
No problem.
Fighting, exciting. Now Kevin, he's in a little bit of traffic here, coming down this main straight. Surely he's going to have to try and take both of these cars ahead of him, just to make sure he can get a gap between him and Lewis. Lewis is so close to him right now. If you were Kevin, what would you do?
Eisen's now back. This has allowed Eisen and Sanjay to catch back up. So they had wing changes. They're back in it now due to this traffic. So they're here. They've arrived. It's now a 4-way net battle for P1. What Kevin needs to get past these two now ahead of him. He needs to use his ERS. Obviously, he's got a lot more than Louis. Louis using it right now. Here he comes. Eisen's too far back.
Yeah, so Eisen, he's getting past Meme now. They're going side by side ahead of him. Kevin, he takes one. Can he take two? Is he going to go over the inside? What can Kevin do? He pulls up to the inside into turn 1 for P2. Doesn't quite launch it. I wasn't expecting that. What happened?
Million fail. Brandon cuts right across him. Kevin wasn't committed enough. It was so close to contact. They might have even had a little bit, but Kevin now is under pressure. He needs to get past him, but I don't think he can into the next corner. Brandon's defending like he can, is completely allowed to do, and Kevin cannot get the move done.
Lewis has also managed to clear the same cars as Kevin did, so Kevin, it isn't quite been as successful as it could have been for him. He wasn't able to clear a couple of cars, put a couple of, hunks of metal between him and Lewis, his current race, leader fighter. Except Eisen and Sandro both there.
Yeah, look at Sandro's ERS. Look at compared to the three in front of him. Look how much ERS Sandro has. He can just slam that open and get past all 4 of them, I reckon.
That's true. I mean, he's almost got like triple the amount of ERS or something like that than all the drivers ahead of him. I mean, Sandro is known as the bottle hog as he proceeds to go very wide into the castle section. So it is possible for him to bottle, but if he, on the rare occasion, doesn't, maybe he'll be able to do something. But first he needs to close up that gap. Except Lee, 3 lap old cars, he's kind of closing up to this fight.
This traffic is allowing all the hard runners to get here. So it's now like a 6-way battle now, because Lee and then maybe even Sassy Pickle could arrive now. Because this is crazy.
The only one not in this fight is Miller Unfair, who's at the front of this train, except I imagine he's not going to be in the front for much longer as Kevin, he opens the taps of his overtake, opens the DRS, easy as you like. Brandon, probably going to get overtaken now as Lewis, he also has to get past him, except he's miles off. So I think Kevin has managed to put a car finally in between the two of them, as, Eisen, he locked up a lot there. But Miller and Fair still battling despite being on a completely different strategy, which has probably frustrated Kevin or Lewis at least a bit.
Oh, here comes Louis.
Miller and Fair moves up to the inside.
He's letting him go.
Oh.
Is he?
It looks like it.
He's just let him go, yeah. He didn't even use DRS or anything. Wow.
Kevin's not going to be happy.
No.
I mean, he put up a big fight for Kevin, but hardly anything for Lewis. Dodgy dealings. That's all I have to say. Getting a little bit funky now in this section of the race. Is he going to be as easy with the people behind him? Eisen, Sandre?
Let's find out.
I mean, yeah.
I doubt it.
In this section, if you go slowly, and the people... Imagine a car in the middle. Let's say Eisen goes slowly. That's going to hold up everyone behind it because they can't overtake. And then everybody in front is just going to be able to build that gap. So I kind of get the feeling that might happen at some point and just split this group up if somebody makes a mistake. But Lewis, 6-7 tenths away from Kevin right now, up at the top. Do you think Lewis can challenge Kevin for this win, or do you think it's kind of... Yes, that was definitely very confident. Yeah, I think it's looking likely right now, but Kevin, he's been able to sit ahead of him pretty much the entire race. It's 6 tenths right now. Kevin doesn't have as much ERS as him anymore. Neither of them have much, as Louis Quindon up at the front of this race decides to pit now.
Leon Sanjay.
Oh, I didn't even see that. There we go, side by side completely. Both have DRS. There's a car ahead of him, Eisen ahead of them. Is he going to act as a roadblock? The Red Bull's on the inside. Lee has to go around the outside. Sandre clouts the curb, except it looks like Lee, he's been able to get on top of this one so far. Louis,
Eisen
he drops down
Lee's going to back of him. Lee's going to get past him. Eisen locked up into turn 2. They're going to not quite side by side. Lee on the inside now.
Here they go side by side. Turn 4, he breaks Lee up the inside. Oh, he's in. He has to let that one happen, really. Except Lewis is 2 tenths away from Kevin now. 3 tenths, really. They're very close through this section of the track, but Lewis cannot find a way past, and Kevin knows this.
Wow. He's really pushed him there.
I know, Kevin, before this, he made me go into a lobby with him to practice all the overtaking opportunities and where it's possible, where it's not. So Kevin knows where he cannot push and where he can push. So I think he's using that information to his
castle section. Sanjay's lost his wing.
Oh, Sanjay, and hang on, did Sassy Pickle just hit into the back of him? I don't know, but something's going on. Sanjay, the bottle hog, has stricken again, and Langfell, he's actually going side by side with Sassy Pickle right now. I'm sorry, I forgot his name. Is the other Renault driver, Langfell.
Oh, sorry, it been Langfell. Yeah. But Sanjay just locked up into castle. I was on board with him, and he's bottled. He's going to get bullied for that now. And yeah, lucky for him, he was off for a good result then, unfortunately for Sanjay, but that's what it is.
Living up to his name, but look at that gap, 4.5 tenths between Kevin and Lewis. Neither of them really have any ERS at all, so it's all down to the DRS. Can Lewis gain just 3.5 tenths to be able to overtake Kevin? It doesn't look like he's going to be able to get close enough right now. Lewis, he's so close, but yet so far. It depends on the exit through these 2 corners, if he can keep up. What's that?
I'm sorry, I'm just... Louis' EOS usage is just crazy. He's using it out of stupid corners. He's using it out of turn 1, out of the castle section. And here he comes though.
It could work for him now. He's used every morsel of his ERS to try and make that move. He almost went up the inside of Kevin and decided not to. What is he doing? I don't know. But Kevin just sitting in the middle, not letting Lewis pass at all. Lewis maybe had an opportunity to get past this. Hang on a second, Brandon. He's gone so slowly. What? He's just lost 2 positions.
He's let him through. He must have.
Yeah, he has.
Lee and Eisen through. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
I mean, they've now got a 1.3 second gap, so the gap between Lewis and
Kevin. Is there something we don't know about?
I think so. I just don't think he likes him.
Poor guy.
I mean, Eric says no point overtaking, use slipstream to save ERS, fuel and tyres, but that isn't happening right now.
Yeah,
I mean, he's using it now. So
I don't understand what he's doing. He needs to work on that. I don't know if he knows that's not going to help him at all, but...
I mean, plus the lockups, that's not going to help the tyres. Kevin, he's saving a little bit better. He's still got a little bit on him, but not a huge amount. As Joe Hollis, he gets the first penalty of this race, other than Sandra's 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. Bottlehelg really living up to his name as Sassy Pickle gets overtaken by, or Trap Formula gets overtaken by Sassy Pickle, which is always fun to see. Lewis just absolutely way off here, Kevin, this time round, so nothing interesting.
Lee will be past Louis soon, I think. I think Lee is the best man to try and challenge to win this. Look how much EMS he's got, Jack.
Oh my god, he does. He has so much compared to Lewis and Kevin.
Lee can win this.
He can if he just keeps up the pace. He's a fast driver, Lee. Maybe not as quick as he could have been.
Yeah.
I think Lee had a lot of potential, especially when he's young. He's only a young lad. I feel like he had a lot of potential to be much quicker than he is now at this stage, but I mean, he's not. But he's still challenging for wins right now, and definitely challenging for this podium. It really does depend, but everybody locking up, other than Kevin, who seems to, he's a what's it called, ABS merchant. So we're going to blame that. Everybody behind him, though, locking up absolutely everywhere, which is not going to help their tyres at all, or the temperatures, I imagine. If there were flat spots on this game, it would be horrific. Oh,
that's not going to help him.
That's not going to help him, no. I was about to say, that's not going to help him at all, especially with Kevin's consistency. I'm not sure about Lewis.
Brandon's at the wall. I was on board with him.
Oh, he is, and he resets the track.
Reset the track. That's illegal.
It really is, and virtual safety car as he's lost his entire wing in the castle section. This could actually help Kevin here if he can make it down that, ERS straight, big long thing. Then I imagine this could help Kevin just a little bit stop from Lewis or Lee overtaking him at this moment. So that virtual safety car is interesting, but I hate the reset to track feature. I really do. Yeah. It makes it feel unrealistic and fun. But hello, Lewis Marshall. He's in the chat now. Nice to see you. But anyway, halfway stage of this race already now. We're pretty much... Oh no, exactly the halfway stage pretty much. And we've just seen
Lee. Look,
a second virtual safety car.
Lee was very close then. I thought it was going to go green. He was going to make a move. But
Actually,
Look how much ERS he's got compared to Kevin and Louis. He's got loads.
This helps Lewis and Kevin save a little bit of their ERS though. I can see that Lewis has a little bit extra ERS on Kevin. But yeah, right now, oh there we go, we're racing again, DRS is enabled. Lee, can he make an overtake on Lewis? It looks like it might be a little bit too far away, same with Lewis making it past Kevin right now. Yeah, nothing really happening in these couple of corners. I imagine not for a while, except Jared, he's right behind Sassy Pickle. They're going side by side. It's going to be Jared going around the outside. They make a little bit of contact on the straight. Jared, can he hold it around the outside on the Renault? It looks like he can, and he gets past him. Except Sassy Pickle, he's going to be having a little bit of DRS now down this second straight. So if he gets a good exit on Jared, then maybe he can take that position back off of him. But it doesn't look like that'll be happening, as I think James in a trap.
Kevin nearly bottles. Kevin lost the back end. Just before the corner before the castle, and he slid, but that's put him under more pressure. I think Lee could get them both here if he just uses his ERS wisely. He's got a full battery. He's got 100% coming out of there. These guys.
Oh, James 50. And Trap Formula, sorry, right at the back, made a little bit of contact. Louis Quinton, he has a penalty now as well. So does Joe Hoddix. Except this racing point, he goes up the inside of James. Oh, I can't quite find the move. Oh, hang on a second. There goes Brendan. I was on an onboard and he just came flying past. He's gone up the inside of the AlphaTauri now, and there he goes. It looks like he might be able to get this position. And no, not into the castle section. Please, no, don't fight here. And I've got awful camera angles. Oh, Trap Formula.
Oh no,
he's in the wall. How'd that happen? Oh, I had
Lee goes like Lee on Louis. He's gonna
get a second. Sondre's gone backwards. Sondre's going backwards, coming down this main straight. Lee, can he make an overtake on Lewis? It doesn't look like it. Lewis, so close to the back of Kevin. What is going on? So many fights happening right now. Except Lewis is all over the back of Kevin, and he has the DRS for this next straight. So, he's hitting to the back of him. Lee, Lee, what can you do, mate? He's activated his overtake. And Lewis, after a little tap on the rear of Kevin, is this going to be able to get him past? He's using all of his overtake once again. Kevin, he moves over to the middle of the track to stop any overtakes being made. Nobody can get past Kevin right now. He's an absolute bus. It's unbelievable scenes. But Lee behind as well cannot get past Lewis because Lewis has got DRS on Kevin, and it's just his whole thing. But Eisen behind now making this fight for the lead, a four-way train, and it's unbelievable. But Jared, he's fighting a lot of people right now as well. So we've kind of got the midpoint, like mid part of the track, mid people, positions, all fighting, and then you got the top, all just within 5/10 of each other.
It's beautiful to see. But look how close Louis is to Kevin. He's nearly pushing him around there. Louis' thing is he's just not close enough on the final corner of the track. He needs to get closer. He was very close last lap. I think this lap he'll be even closer, as will Lee. Oh, Lee cuts that corner. He's the only person taking that line I've seen. Not many people risking it, but Lee is.
Yeah. I mean, if you take that line, cutting over that curb, I mean, sometimes it could just send you into the wall and absolutely kill you, except that might have cost Lee, as he's also got penalty right now, except coming down onto straight Lee, he's still got so much ERS. Surely he's getting past Lewis now.
Easy.
Lewis has nothing to use. There you go, there goes Lee. Past Lewis Fastman, maybe. He's not quite getting past him as quick as I thought he would be, so it could still be a fight. Lewis, he's going to have to try and drag around the outside, except Lee looks like he's got it right now. Beautiful. And now it's between Lee and Kevin for the fight at the front of this race. 10 laps to go. Lewis, can he still come back? And could Eisen, behind them, fight this one? Let's not forget Lee does have that penalty though, which isn't going to help him at all, as Lewis, he looks like he might have been trying to line up and move for a second, but it didn't quite happen. Lee locking up, creating a big cloud of smoke for the drivers behind.
Louis hits Lee in the back. He hits him.
Any damage for Lewis?
I'll just have a look.
Doesn't look like it.
No visual damage anyway.
No visual damage. Kevin, I thought I just saw him with a missing end plate. Hang on, I just saw somebody going side by side. It's Mumford and Sondre. They were going side by side, except that fight's already done. But I want to look at this front kind of 4 people. I want to look at all that because this seems interesting. Lee locks up into the castle section, getting very close to walls. And hang on a second, Kevin, he's just made up a second, and he's the second. Oh, he was a second ahead of Lee. So if Kevin's breaking this DRS, that could make this race just a little bit easier for him, as Eisen, Lewis, and Lee have all still got to fight each other for the final couple of podium positions. So Kevin right now looks like he's still in the driving seat, as he has been all race.
Indeed. Kevin's managed this very... yellow flag. That's Williams, it's James.
Ah. Wait,
Oh,
Jay.
and
yeah, James
passed
L.
him. Yeah, James L, not TRT James, yeah. Unfortunately for him, as I was saying, Kevin has managed this race beautifully right now, and he's now got a 1 car buffer between Louis and himself, because obviously Lee can't win this with the penalty, so if he just keeps Lee behind him, Louis can't challenge him.
Lee can win it on track probably, but I feel like Kevin would have the pace to be able to keep within 3 seconds unless he does an almighty bottle. But that's okay. Also, Kevin's in the party right now, just listening to us speak about him. It must be a very weird experience, but that's okay. Hello, Kevin. We love you.
Crash.
But Lee locking up.
Crashes.
Oh my, hang on a second. Lewis, he's going to try and capitalise on this. He's going to go around the outside, which is the favoured line through there. I know that to try and make the move. He goes up into P2 and gets past Lee, except Lee, can he get him back? No, he cannot. Lee locking up and losing the P2. And, I mean, with the penalty as well, he probably wasn't going to keep it, but Lee bottling himself, almost hitting into the wall and losing a position.
Oh, he's locked up again.
Oh my God, what is going on?
Louis and Lee lock up into there, nearly hit the wall. Are they going to
Look at the gap.
Castle?
2 seconds between Lewis and Kevin. I mean,
Unbelievable.
ABS merchant. You filthy assist boy.
Is Kevin using ABS?
Yes, absolutely. 100%.
Oh. Well, I didn't know that.
Filthy, Kevin. Filthy.
Wow, he's lost respect for me. I mean, let's put it that way. So yeah, but he's lost a bit of time, but he's still obviously nowhere near the DRS. But are we going to see move? I think Lee's going to come back past him now. Oh, Lee's dropped down on the ERS though.
Yeah, he
but
has.
Still got a little bit more than Louis right now.
He's certainly got more, and he's also got DRS on Lewis. So
here he
I
comes.
think it's probably going to be easy for him, surely. I mean, to be fair, Lewis has activated his overtake, except here comes Lee. Gone for the outside line, Lewis. There's no chance he's fighting that, surely not. Okay, there we go. Lee gets himself back up into P2, but still, the 1.4 second gap between him and Kevin is not doing him any favours. I thought Lewis was about to absolutely penetrate Lee's gearbox, and I was going to scream. That would have been something else.
Jared's under pressure from Brandon right now, further down the field.
Except Lee.
Done there.
Lee's just had a little bit of a tank stuff on the rear as well.
Jared hits the wall. I don't think Jared got. What's going on?
Absolutely no idea, but right at the front here. So Lee's locking up so much, it's not helping him one bit. I think that's what's costing him the race around. He's just locking up into every corner and understeering into the wall, getting way too close and almost killing himself at this point. Lewis is also kind of doing the same in Eisen. He's just behind them. No, having a nice little time watching this all happen. He's currently. Oh, hang on a second, Brandon. He's retired in the pits.
In the pits.
Oh, why retire in the pits, you boring boy? I thought it was going to be like a safety car or something. And that would have been something. Imagine it was a safety car now.
Oh, it'd be beautiful. Absolutely perfect.
I mean, would you pit for the softs?
Yes. Not the softs now. Maybe slightly a bit too early for softs, but
the safety car would be out for 3 laps, so your softs wouldn't really get that warm.
It's close. Maybe I would. Why is Louis using the ERS? He's on 1%.
Oh, why is he doing using it there?
He's on 1%.
Oh, I don't know.
Weird.
I mean, I hate to say it about drivers and stuff. I feel like Lewis is kind of bottling with his ERS this moment. He's completely run out. Whereas, I mean, Lee has a little bit, Kevin has a little bit. But Lewis, I feel like his ERS management has cost him so far today. But maybe there's going to be a bottle ahead of him. And that will give him a little extra. I mean, Eisen behind him, he's got ERS. And if Lewis keeps using his ERS like this, maybe, you know, Eisen can get himself a P2 with Lee's penalty.
Yeah, Sassy Pickle just gets past Sean there. Easy move for him. Nothing special going on there. And I also see Sandra in the back of Joe.
I was about to say,
now.
Sandra and Joe, it could be just another overtake DRS move, except Joe looks like he's also got his ERS. And here comes Sandra. I know they're in the party together. Sandra, he pulls the inside. Joe, is he going to be able to hold it up the inside? The McLaren against the Red Bull. We haven't seen those two cars fighting in a while. Oof, there you go. Sandra gets a move. This is for a point, by the way.
Yeah,
I just realised.
Sandra. Battle for P10. Louis dropped back from Lee. Lee's slowly getting closer to Kevin. Needs to be a bit quicker. And then Eisen has just sort of stayed in the same point. Same gap behind, sorry, to Louis as he has for the last few laps. So not much changing up front. 1.1 seconds there, Lee to Kevin.
The gap's coming down,
close.
but even if he
Yeah.
gets past, I don't think it's going to really be worth it because he's got the penalty or whatever, and Kevin knows that.
Yeah,
Kevin knows he has a
definitely.
penalty now, especially with the new updates. You can see how many seconds people have, which is always lucky, but I don't know what sound you just made, but we'll go with
sorry.
it. What was that?
I don't even know. I don't even know.
Brilliant. Okay, that was something else. Sassy Pickle picking up a penalty as well, but oh, Bran. Eisen, he's
Oh, Eisen. Wow, Eisen nearly kicked the wall out, went deep into turn 2.
he's been sitting in the same place pretty much all race. He's just been chilling. Easy as you like.
he's just chilling, that's a good way to describe it. He hasn't done any moves really, he's just been like, yeah, whatever. Oh, Meme and Pickle. Oh, no, Pickle's Pit,
Yeah, I was
sorry.
gonna say Pickle. I love that name. I still love it. Sassy Pickle. Sassy Pickle 22. He's my favourite name in this entire lobby. Absolutely legendary.
Fair enough.
A true
I'll see
people's
that.
champion.
I suppose, you know, if you want to say that. Whatever
He-
floats your boat.
I mean, he's quite famous for his name. People do enjoy it. Sassy Pickle. I wish I had the creative genius. Oh,
Sorry.
What happens?
He nearly crashed in Castle. He locked up and he just got scared.
He's been locking
so
up
he's lost
all
2
race.
tenths.
I mean, I
he's lost
imagine
2 tenths.
their tyres are cooked. Surely. I mean, the amount people have been locking up.
Well,
I
this
can
game's
only
really realistic,
imagine.
so they don't really overheat when you lock up. So
Actually, yeah, that's true.
yeah, locking up doesn't really affect you on this game, apart from time loss. So that's what it is. Not very good.
Eric says 6 laps to go. Be ready for World War 3.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 3 cars
Lee's
involved.
in DRS.
Actually, could be
Lee's in
4.
DRS.
Oh, is it going to be a fight for the race win on track? Because that always gets a little bit of pride. You might not win it outright, but winning it on track is always satisfying. Do you think Lee will try and... Oh,
Oh yeah, Lee's gonna send it. I'm sure of it. So there's no doubt about that. But whether he sends it and Kevin goes on the wall, that's another question.
Irish on Irish, German on... I don't know where Eisen's from.
I forgot to be honest, but yeah. He's not from Germany, I'm pretty sure.
He's from Spain.
Flag.
There you go.
Oh, Tic Tac's out.
Oh! Foz
He's in the
bottle!
castle.
He's bottled it in the castle.
Hey.
Is this going to be a safety car actually? Oh my god, he's absolutely ripped the car to
Yeah,
bits.
every wheel's off. What
Every
the
single
hell?
wheel. How has he done that? Jared, mate, you are a different breed. What has he
He
done?
certainly is. He's a different species. Unbelievable. Wow.
Alien.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't know how this isn't a safety car as the race leaders, they're coming up to it
yeah.
right now. Imagine
Leaders.
if this isn't ghosted.
Safety car.
Look at that. Oh,
Lee's in the
safety
wall.
car! Unbelievable scenes in the last
Lee's
5
got
laps.
damage.
Ah, oh
Lee's
my
got
god.
damage. Oh, I see. Somebody's got damage. But Lee hit the
Oh,
wall.
what are they going to do? Are they going to pit for softs?
You've got to pit, like, yeah, because if you pit, you come out in P4.
Oh my
and you'll
god.
be so much quicker. You'll be
Oh
so
my
much
god.
quicker. You have to pit. Top 3, top 4 have to pit.
Unbelievable. We're going to see a fight for the softs. There's a pit crews. If one of them goes slow right now, that is race finished. Kevin, who's been leading this entire race, if he pits now and his pit crew just, you know, brick themselves.
Yeah.
Oh
but
my
he can-
goodness
he
me.
can make it back, it's fine. This is really screwed Lee though. Yeah, top 4 have to pit if they don't have idiots. And
Lee's going to drop down. I mean, Jared Fosbottle, you're an interesting blog, but we love you. You've just created a little bit of extra entertainment to make our day very fun. As
Yeah,
everybody locks up
everyone
to the
should
pits. There we go. Lovely stuff. Now, I just realised Mumford's just rejoined the lobby. Interesting. He's just gone onto softs, which is interesting recently. But here we go. If Kevin gets held in the pits now, he's been held in the pits. Why isn't he going? Oh my god, oh my game glitched. Are you kidding me?
yeah, it did for me as well. It's scary.
Oh, that was going to be something fun. I can tell you
Louis
that, but there you
stays
go.
out. Louis Quinlan stays out on Hearts. Okay, he's gonna die.
Yeah, he's just going to get absolutely swamped.
Sean's in. It's Jay.
Oh,
Everyone
Lewis
should
has
come
got past Lee. So Lewis and Kevin,
Oh.
they're relatively similar. Now, Lewis doesn't have the buffer of Lee with a penalty ahead of him, so it could be a 2-car shootout between Lewis and Kevin in the final few laps of this race. As the safety car will probably go in for like lap 23, 24. So it'll be like a 2-3 lap shootout between these two drivers, and this is going to be an experience. Prepare for some screaming and some shouting, and I feel bad for your ears. I'm excited. I'm very excited.
It's going to be interesting. So everyone's pitted apart from Pickle and Louis, and Mumford is left again. So yeah.
Rip.
So Louis is going to be an absolute bus. Always going to get rounded up. He's going to be so slow on them hards compared to the soft. It's going to be ridiculous.
He's either going to be a fat buffer, or he's also got a penalty. So he's just going to be in everyone's way for it to.
He's just there to be. I was going to say a bad word there. To anger everyone.
Yes, make everyone rather frustrated. We'll go with.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's going to be interesting to see Louis. How much is he going to hold up to people who could maybe still fight for a podium in this race? I mean, Kevin wasn't particularly pleased with Louis' driving last week, as there were some incidents involving those two, as we saw that in the stewards' report, as Louis got a couple of penalties last week. Will the same happen today? As he's on the hards, he's 10 lap old hards, so they're worn hards. It's going to be he's going to be a boss, we'll go with. An almighty double-decker bus.
Everyone needs to be a bus. I think Kevin... Well, if I was Kevin, I would, on the restart... I know he's actually can hear me, so Kevin, listen, what I want you to do is absolutely park it and don't go until the line. Well, you were doing comms yesterday in F1. You saw what Matthew did, and Ryan, so do that.
Imagine if we had like a Mugello thing happen. Yeah, and Kevin, I'll bring everyone to the line, and suddenly just death happens at the back.
That's what happened in F1 yesterday, which was beautiful. And so Louis dropped back a bit. He's fine though. There's nothing to worry about. We're still waiting for Sanjay to catch up, and the guys behind. Yeah, it'll be in this lap. It'll be in this lap.
Yeah, I'd say so. Unless somebody decides to spin and crash and die, but
yeah.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting restart. It's going to be intense, and it's going to get a little bit sweaty in my seat, I can tell you that. Yeah. Lewis Marshall calls carnage on the restart. I wouldn't be surprised. Also, I jumped out my chair when the safety car came out, so I was screaming. I feel bad for my neighbours. They hate me.
I'm still going to stick to my prediction of Sanjay winning, Kevin and Lee crashing, by the way.
Sanjay's in 9th.
Yeah, it's back here on a safety car restart with the ups to go, you know.
If Sanjay wins this race, I'll eat my own shoe.
Okay. You heard it there, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Boys and girls, you heard it there.
I'll eat a part of my shoe.
No, eat a whole shoe, not part.
That means I will die if I eat my whole shoe.
Exactly. Come on,
you know what my feet are like. I'll be toxic. I'll get, I don't know, many diseases.
That.
Safety car.
It will be, and don't worry, it'll come up at the sector line, the second sector line, so don't need to worry about that.
Will it? Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Mr. Brandon?
I'm sure.
Are you very sure?
Yeah.
If he doesn't, I'll laugh at you.
I'll bet you £1 million it will.
I want £1 million, damn it!
There you go.
Disappointed, but anyway, that's okay, because it means more laps of racing. That's what we always love to see. Now, when is Kevin going to go? When is Kevin going to release him? Surely he's going to be close to the line, but I don't know. It's up to Kevin. He could... No, try and bamboozle everyone. At the back, there's quite a big gap. What's going on there?
I don't know.
The Alpha Tauri's gone very slowly. TRT James is miles off. Where is he?
Needs to be the 10 car lengths at least.
Everybody warming up their tyres right now. When is Kevin going to go? He's just taking them for a nice Sunday stroll.
He's gone.
There you go, Kevin, he's accelerating.
Eisen's overtook Lee before the line. That's not allowed.
Hang on a second. There you go. Lee's got past. It's going to be side by side into the first corner between these two. Here they go. Is Isaac going to dive up the inside? Lewis is still behind. Oh, there's contact. Eisen's round. He's been there the entire race, and it's all gone tits up for him. It is over for Eisen. I'm sorry for swearing, but I'm excited. Kevin, he's already had a nice good restart, and there goes Langpo. He's up to P5 now, and hang on a second, he might be on the podium because the people in front of him have penalties. Louis, the almighty buffer, the big bus ahead of him, he's got a penalty. And he's on the hards.
Been a bussy locked up. Langfell, it's just frustrating.
He could actually lose the podium here because Louis going so slowly. Look at that. It's miles off. Kevin already has a second to Lewis up at the front. Except Louis, he's such a big bus. Look at that, 2.1 seconds already to the podium and Lee. This isn't looking good for Langfeld. And it's impossible to overtake in this section of the track. Yellow flag is sector 2 already.
This trap's gone.
I think Langfeld might lose out on the podium here because Louis, I mean, it's 3 seconds already. Unless Langfeld can pull something out, it's going to be unbelievable.
Langfeld needed to be more aggressive. He just needed to send it into turn 3. Literally send it, because he could have challenged the win.
Oh no, he's almost 4 seconds off now. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, where did Mean come from? Sean? Or is that that's not Sean? Is that Sean? I don't know, he's come out of nowhere. He's just absolutely said to, hang on a second, Sondre's just broken his wing off on him. What's happening?
Yeah, he has the old god Sondre, yeah.
Oh, Sondre, mate. Joe Hollis, he's all over his gearbox. Oh, Meme! Oh, hits the wall. Good lord, what is happening? Down this big main straight, all the slipstream is happening. Kevin sets the fastest lap of the race, fair play. Here comes Joe Hollis, blasting past Sondre as Langfeld and Louis still fighting, and no overtakes are being made. Oh, hang on, somebody's in the wall, I think. James Howell, he's going slowly as Sondre, and with his wing damage, they're still going side by side. Williams on the inside, Rebel on the outside. Sondre's wing damage is not helping him, except James Howell still happening. And Langfeld and Louis, they're fighting. Track Formula retires on the big main straight. Langfeld, he's on the inside now. Surely he's going to be able to get past Louis at this point. Oh, they lock up. Louis almost heading for the wall. Langfeld finally ahead, except he's 5 seconds down on the next car. Everything's happening on this safety car restart in the final 2 laps. Everybody's fighting for just a couple of extra points, and everything in this race, everything's to play for, and people are taking every opportunity. Sondre's just getting overtaken by everyone as, who's that? Sondre has a massive cut. James Howell and Eisen get past him. There's so much going on. Lockups everywhere, wing damage. Oh, everything's going on right now, and Louis still an almighty bus.
Yeah, Lee looks like he's going to keep podium. Langfeld wasn't aggressive enough. He could have had a podium today. Well, he still could, you never know, but he probably would have had a podium if he was more aggressive. Is Sassy Bill going to make a move on Louis into here? That would be bad.
It would be interesting. It could end in many tears and screaming and crying, but that's okay. They both have penalties as well.
That's Joey the wall. Eisen hit him. James Horworth went past him, and now everyone's getting past Eisen. Sondre's got past him. Sondre's back over to the points, and now they're going to go side by side into here.
Oh no, not through here, especially not with wing damage. This could end very badly for somebody. Sondre still goes side by side with the Avatar. He hits the wall, and probably wing damage for him as well. 4 cars all fighting inside carbon fibre confetti. What is happening? Sondre, he's dropping past James. He's dropping past everyone. It's Joe Hollis. Is he going to be overtaken? Here comes James on his AlphaTauri teammate. He's going to try and get past him up the inside into turn 1. Is he going to be able to do it? Sondre, here he comes from the back. He tries to get past Eisen. Oh, Louis just spun. Oh my lord. Everything's going on, final lap of the race, and everybody's still fighting for these final few points. James is in P10 right now, except Eisen, he's 1 position off. He's been doing so well all race, surely he deserves a point. He had 1 spin right at the start. James, he looks like he's trying to go up the inside of Sondre. He has nowhere in place. Sondre locks up so much, goes into the wall. Eisen's round. James is also spinning. Eisen, mate, this is not going well. No, Louis, he goes up the inside of James. What is happening? James isn't having a good one either. Louis, he's gone for the final point, despite being the only one in the entire track on hard. He goes up the inside. Big corner. Sondre, he's cutting the corners as well. What is happening? TLT James, he's retired. Oh my god. He's just retired on track. James Howell, he's now quite close to Sean ahead of him. He said, Kevin, we cannot knock his drive today. He's coming into the final sector now, 2 seconds ahead of Lewis. Surely he's going to win this race. Louis picks up another penalty. What is going on? Hang on a second, that means Isaac can still get a point. Sondre, he gets back to Sondre to the wall again. What is happening? Oh my god. On another note, Kevin's about to cross the line to win the race.
In his face. Sondre's wing was rubbing on Eisen's halo. He was like blinding
Kevin wins the race in Baku. What a drive. Lewis comes home in 2nd. Lee comes in 3rd. Langfeld, he's coming for 4th now. Sassy Pickle looks like he's going to be P5, except he's going to be overtaken by Meme on the penalty. James Howell takes P6. Sassy Pickle P7. Joe Hollis with his penalty coming home P8. The bus himself, Louis Quinlan, coming home P9, except he's going to be overtaken by Sondre on penalties. Yeah, there you go, Sanjay P9. Now Eisen, mate. Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh my
What
god.
has happened? What has happened?
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
That's incredible. Wow.
What just happened? Ah, my brain. I didn't know what to say. Everyone was just hitting the wall, going wide, but we cannot knock Kevin's drive today. He led every single lap, qualified on pole, set fastest lap. It's a clean sweep. What a unit he is, Kevin Harrison. What a win. Fair play to you. Oh, I believe that's Lee on the podium with him, and Lewis Wasserman also having a great race. Oh my goodness me. I've seen something else.
That final lap was absolute carnage. Like, wow.
Oh, I've seen something today, ladies and gentlemen, and I do not like it. But anyway, I guess we'll have to run through the grid, which is... Okay, so Kevin wins the race very nicely from P1 to P1. Lewis Wasserman from P2 to P2. Leroy going from P7 to P3. Quite a big gain, but also a big gain is Langfell and Ming Sean going into P14 to P5. But James Howell, P18 to P6. I don't know who to give driver of the day. Sassy Pickle, P7. Joe Hollis, P8. Sanjay picking up 2 points in P9 somehow. Louis, the bus, picks up a point, and Horizon, he missed out today. He did so well, and then he got absolutely bummed. And then Mumford P12, James P13, Trap Formula P14, Jared, the last of the retirements, P15, Milron Fair or Brendan, Jack, and Clace, whatever, retiring as well. Brandon, do you want to invite people for podium interviews? Because
Kevin's already here.
That does help. Lee and Lewis.
Right. Wow.
Wow, I've seen something today. I could tell you that. That was... I mean, carnage is how we could describe that. I don't know who to give driver of the day. I mean, I think Kevin's obviously up there for driver of the day because he drove so well and so consistently and just parked it at the front. Didn't let anyone through, drove a good pace. Same with Lewis, despite being in probably quite a few more actual overtaking and fights than Kevin was. He still put up a fight, came in P2. Lee coming from P8 or P7 I think it was to come into P3. Fair play to him as well as he joins the party. Don't know if we're going to be seeing Lewis.
What's Louis' PSN? Is it URL underscore Louis?
Oh, something like that.
30, I've got it. Okay.
Lovely stuff, but oh my lord. I mean, at the front, it was like more of an organised, normal fight, you know, and then in the mid, oh my.
It was interesting, that was put that way.
Lewis, maybe I'll do a shoey. Maybe. Just for that, I'll do a shoey and put it on my Twitter or something. But anyway, we've got everyone in here for the podium interviews, so I suppose we can get this underway. Brandon, I'm going to let you ask some questions because I still need to recover.
Right. Kevin Harrison.
Hello.
Of Ireland. Wow, that was an interesting race from our point of view, but from your point of view, it looked reasonably boring. You just sort of sat out there, running through your race.
I can tell you it certainly wasn't boring. From Lewis and Lee, like, they really had me because at the start, like, Lewis was really keeping with me. Like, breaking the DRS was almost impossible. And then obviously I was able to keep him behind up to the pit stops, and then we came out behind a few lapped cars. Well, not lapped cars, but they didn't make their stops. And I knew that, like, making any, like, stupid move on them was just not on, so I waited until the right moment. And then when I did get it, I thought, well, you know, because I saw Lewis get straight by him in the next straight, and I thought maybe I could have got a gap there if he was able to stay in front, but obviously the DRS helped Lewis out to get past, so we kind of went through together there. Same with Jared as well. That was a little risky for me, but I made it work because I really wanted to get that gap to Lewis. But he stuck with me the whole way through, and then Lee came out of nowhere. He obviously had a pen, but I do have to say I'm not sure where he finished 100%, but congratulations to him. Like he really came back at the end. I'm not really sure where he started, but I know he wasn't top 4 anyway. And yeah, by the end, I just kind of had to keep like that to the safety car. When Lee came up, I was able to get the gap, the 1 second gap, and I thought I could keep it, and then the safety car came out, of course, which got rid of my lead. So all I could think about on that safety car restart was get my gap back. So I was really waiting for the right time to go, and obviously it worked. So, and yeah, it was kind of like that to the end.
Wow, that was very in detail. I
I know.
like a sentence, but
Much more than me.
An essay. I noticed in the race, that you were very good at managing the ERS compared to your rivals. Is that something you've worked on? Because I know you do a lot of practice in terms of strategy and what have you. Is that something you worked on?
Well, I did have the ERS obviously in mind. I did leading. I had to use a little more of it, naturally, as you do. You have to kind of keep your gaps. I was able to get just enough back to have enough to for the straight, so I was able to keep that 1 second gap at a lot of times, so that really helped out. Yeah. In terms of like practicing with it, I would agree with you there as well, I guess. Obviously if I wasn't leading, I would have been able to save it a lot better, but
Fair enough. And next week is Russia, if I am correct, and I don't know where you'll be in the championship now, but obviously I'm pretty sure your aim is to win the championship. So how are you going to be at Russia, and how do you want to do there?
Well, obviously I will want to be up there. I don't want to say win, because obviously, I mean, this was a much needed win after the race I had in Australia, which really didn't go my way at all. I obviously would be expecting to be up there, but Lewis and Energy Zeus showed in the first race they have the pace to be there. So it could be as simple as I mess up my lap, and then they start in front, and you saw how I kind of went. Like, it was really difficult to close up for people behind me, and kind of the same when I got up behind, I think it was McLaren Fair. It was kind of hard to just close up even when he was on those old tyres, so it could go anyway, but I would be expecting to be up there.
Again, a fat essay, I'll take it. And any questions from you, Jack?
I mean, I do have a couple of questions. I'm not sure how long this interview is going to be with it, but anyway, we're going to go with it. But anyway, Kevin, how did you keep yourself so calm throughout that period? Did you keep yourself calm at least? Because there was a lot of pressure on you, and you still came out on top. What were your nerves like?
There obviously was a lot of pressure, as it comes with leading a race. Up to when I got the 1 second gap, I was really under pressure, and even when I broke it, there was still the chance of them obviously getting back in it, because I did get back in it little bits here and there, so I had to use a little ERS here and there to try and just keep them just outside that 1 second gap, because they had their noses on it. They were really, really close to it a lot of the times. So yeah, using my ERS at the right points there kept them behind, but I wouldn't really say that until I got that 1 second gap after the safety car, there was pressure on me the whole time. I just guess I managed it well.
Very nice. I mean, okay, so I have one last question. Make it a yes or no. Are you going for the championship?
Yes.
Good man. Anyway, we're moving on. After the essay of Kevin Harrison, balls of steel, we're going for Lewis Vassman in P2. Lewis, you there?
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. Brandon, you can ask questions again.
Oh,
good man.
I wasn't prepared for this. Louis, obviously, P2 today. You were behind Kevin for most of the race, and you were just a bit too far behind most laps to get past him. Were you trying to go for overtakes, or were you just trying to sit behind for most of that race?
Yeah, most of the race I wanted to sit behind and to wait, and then try to attack in the last 5 laps. But yeah, then I saw Lee behind was pretty fast, so I thought, okay, he has a 3-second pen, so I'm gonna let him through, so he can attack and try to overtake. Then he did some mistakes. Then I thought, okay, I'm gonna go back past and I try to get again into the DRS. And then I did mistakes, and then safety car came, which helped a bit. But yeah, in the end, I just didn't have the commitment to stay close, and I just thought, okay, Eisen crashed or had a collision in the last laps. He doesn't score. Lee and Kevin didn't score in the first round, so I'm just gonna take the P2, and yeah, actually quite happy.
Fair enough. And obviously late in that race the safety car came out. At that point you were in third, I believe. So was there any...
Second he was in.
I'm sorry, it was the second. Was there any thought on staying out, or were you definitely going to stay in? Go in to the pits and get some fresh starts? What were you thinking at that point?
If I think about it now, I actually could have stayed out, but there was no doubt about pitting. Yeah.
Fair enough. And next week's Russia, as I said before. I'm assuming you want to go for that championship. Obviously, you won the race last time out in Australia. So, are you aiming for the race win again next week? How are you around Russia?
Russia is actually, except for the track not being that great, I'm not that bad there. If I'm gonna win, I don't know, but I think I'll be up there again. So yeah, I'm excited for next week.
Fair enough. Congratulations on P2. Any questions from you, Jack?
Not really. I mean, when Lee was in front of you and he had the penalty, did that kind of stop you from really trying to get that P2 back from him before the safety car happened? And you got past him anyway. When you were in P3, Lee was ahead of you with a penalty. What was your strategy for that?
When I saw he closed up to Kevin, I just thought, okay, maybe he should try something, and then or they collide or whatever. So I was just waiting. I wanted to attack maybe the last 3 laps, if I would have been attacking, because I was always behind and having less DRS. Yeah, so I'm actually quite happy with P2, because I think Eisen could have attacked me maybe in the last few laps, and then he crashed, so yeah.
Fair play. But anyway, that's the end of Lewis, and on to our final podium sitter, Leroy O'Toole. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Lovely Irish boy. But anyway, Brandon, questions. Love you, Rude.
So, you started 7th,
Yeah.
I believe. Obviously, sort of mid-pack, and at that point, did you think you could get a podium from that point? What were you thinking in terms of positions, and what was your strategy?
I knew that my race pace around Baku was a lot better than my quiet pace, so I knew that if I just kept my nose clean, then I could have. My strategy was just, well, I wanted to save ERS, but at the end that kind of went out the window. But I had a feeling there was going to be a train, so I was just thinking, okay, I reckon if there's going to be a train at the front, I'm going to be near the back of it. So it's just going to be a case of trying to carve my way through. Obviously, to close up to Louis and Kevin, I had to overtake Sondre and Energy, I think it was. So obviously I had to get past them two. That wasn't easy. And then from there on, my pace was pretty good. Like the pound me, I mean, I wasn't happy with that. But the come away today with the podium, I'm very pleased.
Fair enough. And obviously that safety car came out, you came into the pits, and on that restart, there's a bit of carnage behind you. I'm not sure, I don't think there was where you were, but how did you manage that? Did you try and get past? What did you try and do?
I knew that I wasn't. I knew that I wasn't going to beat Louis and Kevin. So my goal was just because I saw that Louis Clinton behind, he was on hards, and so I was hoping that he could hold up the rest of the pack and let me get away. And that's what happened. So, in terms of ahead, I didn't have any plans to go for any moves.
Well, fair enough. And simple question: can you win this championship?
It's just. I feel I can, but there's the question of consistency, obviously. No, this calendar doesn't exactly favour me in terms of tracks, but it's all about being consistent at the end of the day, so we'll just wait and see what happens.
Fair enough. Well done on the podium. And Jack, any questions?
No, I don't. This has gone on ages, so I think we're going to wrap it up from that crazy race in Baku, Azerbaijan. I mean, it was interesting throughout the race, a 4-way, 6-way fight for the lead pretty much the entire time. And the safety car came out, and it got a little bit sweaty in my room, I can tell you that. But and then it was carnage after the safety car. I don't even know what to say. But Brandon, what did you think of the race overall, anyway?
Well, it was well, from our point of view, and I'm sure from the viewers' point of view, it was fun. Very stressful from us, so I'm assuming it was more stressful for the drivers. And yeah, this is what you can expect from IRL. And tune in next week, and tune in on Saturday and Wednesday for the other leagues and divisions as well. Lovely stuff.
But anyway, I guess with that, we'll be seeing you all next week at the same time, Sunday 4:30. Same with F3, and F1 on a Saturday at 6, and then FP on a Wednesday at 8 or something like that. But anyway, I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. I hope you have a nice rest of your day, rest of your week, and the rest of your lives. I'll see you all soon. I'll see you next week. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.